Welcome to the Backyard Professor videos, chess videos. We are going to go to a game that, in 2 words, impossible. One of our American senators years ago said that about a particular bill or whatever. He said, I'm going to say this in 2 words, impossible. Yeah, the intelligence that we keep putting into power is becoming embarrassing, but this is impossible. This is one of Alexander Alekhine's blindfold simultaneous games. In this instance, he's white. Now, he played 28 games all at once, and they were calling out the move of each board. He was not allowed to see any of the chessboards. Blindfold chess. He does not get to look at the chessboard and figure it out. It's in his mind. He's got his back turned to the room, or else he's in another room and they're calling out the moves. They don't even write them down, and he remembers them in his head. This is one of 28 of them. I have another one in that same simultaneous exhibition that went 65 moves, and he defeated the chess master. Now, what made this exhibition so magnificent is it was not picking up some Joe or Jane off of the street who barely understood the rules of chess to play. These were chosen chess masters. These were the quality people who had been playing chess for decades, playing against Alexander Alekhine, 28 games all at the same time, blindfolded. Let's go to the game. He's playing a gentleman named Freeman. And yes, I'm going to read it in the old notation. You'll just have to get over it and enjoy it because it was an old game. Pawn, king, 4. Pawn, king, 4. Pawn, queen, 4. Pawn takes the pawn. And we are into the game heavily because now Alekhine says, let's try a gambit. See if you're going to take the gambit. He refuses. He says, no, I don't want to do the gambit. I'm not interested in the gambit with you. So Alekhine says, okay, well then let's take this pawn. King pawn takes the pawn, and now the queen comes and takes the pawn. So we see Freeman developed with the first piece in the game. And it's a queen, and it's right there in the center. Now for Alekhine, he's already salivating over this. Watch what Alekhine does to this. This is so amazing. First, he will take the pawn. Return taking the pawn. And now, bishop, king, 5, check. Or knight 5, check. Sorry. Bishop, knight 5, check. And now, the knight will come out, block the check. Piece of cake. Remember, he is not looking at the board, and he is playing 27 other games of chess against chess masters. That is people rated 2,200 or above. That's who he's playing without seeing the board. That's what makes this so mind-bogglingly amazing. Knight, queen, bishop, 3. 3 pieces out. You'll notice I just want to point that out. And now knight, bishop, 3. Alekhine is just a smidgen behind, but he is bringing out his pieces. Bishop, king, 2. Oh, wait. Knight, bishop, 3, knight, bishop, 3. And now I went knight, bishop, 3. I apologize. Hold on. Knight, bishop, 3. Knight, queen, bishop, 3. Knight, bishop, 3. And knight, bishop, 3. There we go. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. And now bishop, king, 2. Okay, so here come the troops, and they're getting ready to castle, which is always good. And of course, Freeman will castle. You're playing Alekhine. You have to castle or give up the ghost. You can't beat Alekhine if you don't castle. Of course, then the bad news is you can't beat Alekhine if you do castle. It does not matter. Now Freeman goes ahead and takes the knight. So the pin is no longer there. So he's going to exchange the knight, which is very interesting because of how Alekhine handles this. Pawn takes the knight, or pawn takes the bishop, and now pawn, queen, knight 3. One of the details where he's going to fianchetto his bishop, zipping across that direction instead of coming through the center. This will be a very, very important element in this game. Pawn to bishop 4. Attack the queen with the pawn. Why not? Queen will simply go back to 1, her home square. Let's not goof around here. This is too dangerous. Okay, now begins the fireworks. Watch what happens. Now, what we're about to witness is called the initiative. That is, Alekhine is putting his will onto his opponent, and his opponent will bow down and do what Alekhine wants him to do. And it is because he plays such forceful chess. Here's our lesson. You want to know how to play chess. Here's how. Pawn, queen, 5. Hello, knight. I want to talk to you. And the knight says, well, I've got an appointment with my neighbor over here. I've really got to attend that appointment. So the knight begs off. So the knight comes to the middle directly. No, it's not an outpost, but it is directly in the center, a thing of beauty without question. And now he does fianchetto, and it does strike across the center. However, the pawn stops the full influence of that bishop. That is very important to recognize here. While Alekhine's bishop is entirely free to span the entire length of that shot. I mean, he just spans all the way over. And he is attacking one of the great guardians of the castle king. So let's see what happens with this. Pawn bishop 3, he's going to try to increase the significance of the diagonal for his bishop, which makes beautiful sense. Bishop to king, bishop 3, because there are pawns and their intention between the fianchettoed bishop and Alekhine's bishop. Alekhine puts his bishop there to challenge that long diagonal, because the long diagonal is pointing toward his castle king, and his castle king is protected by his bishop. He's not going to leave him alone. He's doing this without seeing the board. Okay. Bishop king, bishop 3 here. And now pawn takes the pawn. He's going to clear the way so that he has a chance to get to Alekhine's castle king. That is why the pawn takes the pawn maneuver. And he does not respond to that pawn attack. What he does is something much more powerful. He puts the rook on the open file. If you saw that, if you've been screaming, rook on open file, you win the prize for the day. Now watch how he continues to proceed, increasing the strength of his play. is so strong that his opponent also puts the rook on the open file. This is important. If you can at all help it, do not let your opponent do that. Queen's going to gently bump just one move over to the bishop. The bishop won. But watch the effect that this has in just a moment. Rook will come to knight 1. So the announcement is he's going to push the pawns as a battery when you're putting your rook there, right? Besides, he can see it's inevitable. There's going to be a bishop coming here. So get your rook out of the way of Alekhine's bishop. Alekhine always finds a way. So that's the other reason why the rook went to knight 1. Queen comes up to knight 5. Just the one small quiet move from her square to that of her bishops. And now she is simply the most magnificent piece on the board in raw power. That's how fast we can put power into our games. Just the smallest of move, and then kablam. Okay, let's see what happens here, because now Black is getting nervous. Let's put a defender, another one, between the pawn and the king, and let's make sure the knights are also surrounding the king, because this lady is a bad mama, and she wants that king real bad. So he's got the king defended really nice, it looks like. Knight, bishop 5. Here comes the enemy. Will it work? Notice what happens here. The open file. And so the rook will eliminate the open file contest. Absolutely. That is a good move. Check to the king. Of course, the rook will take the rook, getting rid of the check and reclaiming that highway to the enemy king. This is the downside of being the first one to make the exchange. If you can at all leave the tension, it would be better for Black to have let White take so that White can have the open file. As it is now, so Black could have it. As it is now, White has it because Black initiated the exchange. Black did not leave the tension. To take is a mistake, and we now see why. Yes? Very interesting. Now the black pawn will take the pawn. Okay, so Freeman is the one that opens up the challenge of the diagonal. Which bishop is going to win here? This is getting very tense. The rooks have been exchanged, but Alekhine has the file. Who's going to get the diagonal? Because it must be decided right here, right now. Alekhine will take the bishop. Now Alekhine releases the tension. Now Alekhine is the one that takes, and the rook will take the bishop. So the long diagonal is taken out of the game. This is very, very significant for the reason that now the bishop, the other bishop, the quiet bishop. You see, you couldn't help it. You saw the drama here between this. This is like the showdown at the OK Corral. Now the other bishop, who also has as much power, comes up here and gets rid of a key defender. He begins to crack open the king side. The queen is here. The queen is not off gallivanting, not doing her job. She's right there. Queen takes the bishop. The rook goes to king 8. Check. Now the power of the open file manifests itself to all of reality for Freeman. And he's saying, dang it, man, I wish I wouldn't have made that initial exchange. But it's not hopeless, because he does have and it's the same defender, incidentally, who put himself between the queen and the king when the queen got over there. So look how good this knight is doing his job. Now he blocks the rook. Excellent chess by that knight. Knight rook 6, check. Notice something. And you say, well, yeah, but the pawns can take it. Exactly. But that doesn't stop him from still attacking. He's not timid. He's going for the gold. So knight rook 6, check. And now the queen takes the knight. And you're saying, Alekhine, you're running out of pieces. You have to do something. And Alekhine goes, oh, well, I'm almost out of pieces. Why not keep going? So let's just go check. And the king, of course, says, well, that was silly. I'm going to take the rook. And now Alekhine, with the only piece left on the entire board, goes checkmate. He did this without looking at the pieces or the board while playing 27 other games that he also was not looking at. Checkmates with the lone queen. That's incredible. Or impossible. And yet there we are. Fabulous game. I love watching Alekhine play chess. I love playing through his chess games, I should say. So there's your Backyard Professor chess game. This one is just for pure pleasure and the raw power of how to attack a king side. Truly. Fun stuff to look at. Okay, you guys, it is December 2nd. Christmas is coming, and it's not my fault. I've tried to slow down time, and it will not pay attention to me. I'm going to go outside and start picking. I'm going to pick at time passing too fast in protest. If any of you want to come and join me, we can play some chess out on the street while we're screaming at time to slow down, waving our picket signs. We probably won't accomplish much, but might be kind of fun. So in the meantime, remember, be fun, have well, do good, be happy, whatever. Stay optimistic. Life is good. A good season is coming upon us. Let's enjoy it to the full and enjoy our family, enjoy our friends, make some more friends, and keep watching the BYP chess videos because I'm going to have a lot of them coming out this month, as well as some chess shorts. Keep watching my chess short videos that I'm making as well. And I will see you in the next Backyard Professor chess video coming up shortly. Thanks for all your support and love. It's a lot of fun.